Welcome everyone. Today we are diving katana and claws first into one of the most anticipated mashups in comic book movie history. That's right, Deadpool and Wolverine together on the big screen for the first time and possibly not the last. We're talking Merc with a mouth, adamantium claws, comic accurate costumes, big muscles, a whole lot of cussing, and the right amount of sentimentality. Reynolds and Hugh Jackman together on screen. The real-life bromance is now part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We've all been waiting for it, and personally, boy, did it deliver. We'll be unpacking some choice cuts from this film, what it could mean for the future of the MCU, behind-the-scenes tales, if any, and anything else we can find exciting enough to discuss. So grab your chimichangas, put on your favorite spandex, and join us for this episode of Chummy Thumbs.
I don't know why, but I feel like I need to applaud that.
That was very good.
Isn't it shawarma, not chimichanga?
Chimichanga was Deadpool. The shawarmas was the Avengers, but he does talk about that a lot, like because he was like, the Avengers, invented it.
Right. I know people listening can't see your Deadpool / Wolverine stuff. What's on your shirt?
Which one? The one hanging up or the
You're
one
wearing? The one you're wearing? Because I can only see half of it too.
The one I'm wearing is actually an Iron Maiden Marvel collaboration. So that's Eddie on that side, and then old Wolverine Schnicked on the other side. With his motto right there, if you can read it, which says, "I'm the best at what I do, and what I do ain't nice."
Nice.
Yeah.
Or not nice.
Yeah.
Is Schnicked something from the actual comic books, the Wolverine comic books, X-Men comic books?
It is, and I was supposed to look this word up because I forgot what it's called, but it's one of those words that is used to describe a sound. There's a specific
Onomatopoeia?
Probably, I'm guessing. But that's how they pronounce the... Let's get the info squad on that to confirm it. It's one of those words that used for the,
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Schnicked is how you spell
Yeah. That sounds about right. So just diving in, you guys both didn't watch this in theaters, correct?
Correct.
You guys watched it recently. I watched it, I think it was like the first day, because I knew that this is something that will have a lot of spoilers. I knew on Instagram or wherever, social media, that you're going to see a lot of stuff. There's a lot of hype going into this. I remember people freaked out when they saw for the first time Hugh donning the yellow costume, because, a lot of diehard fans out there. Would you guys say that you guys are both really into Star Wars? Do you guys have the same level of fandom for Marvel?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
For me.
Thanks for expanding on that, Hayden.
Well, I already spoke a lot. I'll let you say something first, and then I'll go into it.
So yeah, for me, I mean, absolutely, man. Here's the thing with Marvel, okay? I was never a comic book guy, but I was with Marvel right from Iron Man. I thought they did a really good job throughout the phases, even followed it when it went into the TV series. I watched Loki, watched WandaVision, watched Nighthawk. Hawkeye. Nighthawk. Watched Hawkeye, watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I was all on board. And then I couldn't tell you what sort of had come out after those. And if there was even actually, is Loki season 2? Is there Loki season 2 out? Yeah, there is, right? See, I didn't watch that. And then so when I went back, when I watched Deadpool and Wolverine, I was like, oh shit, like I wonder if there's some stuff that I've been missing, because a lot of people, like, the market got so saturated with Marvel that a lot of people were done with it after Endgame. But me, I thought the way they were doing the transitions of the phases through the TV series, I actually really liked. I really liked the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm really excited for Brave New World, the new Captain America movie, or a Falcon, whatever you want to call it.
Mm.
So yes, to answer your question, I was really big into the theatrical and TV stuff, not so much the comic book stuff. Obviously, I was really excited for, because I talked with Hayden before, like we had talked about, like, oh my god, are they like, because Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's chemistry, especially like their online chemistry and when they do interviews together, it's always gold. And so we always wanted this movie to happen. Like, could you imagine if they did a Deadpool and Wolverine movie? And then it finally happened. And so was so excited to watch it. And it kind of got me right back into that, and watching the trailer for Brave New World, like, oh shit, like I think I can get excited for Marvel again. Because while I stuck with it and I enjoyed it, I too, once I kind of stopped following it, I kind of just I stopped. You know what I mean? And not stopped because I didn't like it, but I don't know if I just needed a break or felt like I needed to move on, because it was a lot. But when they did do their big release of like what Phase 4 was gonna be, I was really excited to see how it was gonna go. And something I kind of I loved about this movie was how much Ryan Reynolds, because Deadpool always breaks the fourth wall. I love how much he went after like Disney and Fox throughout the movie, like taking little jabs at them. And then even when he took a jab at like the multiverse shit, like when all the Deadpool showed up, he's like,
Yeah.
stop. Can we, like, it didn't work. Like, it's not working. They've all been a miss. So I'm interested to see. I mean, obviously that's the direction it's going, but I like that they did that. And I like that they kept it in, because, like, if you're not in it, like if you're just like, oh, hey, I'm a new, like, I like Deadpool and I like, the X-Men movies or the Logan movie. I like Hugh Jackman, whatever. I'm going to watch Deadpool Wolverine. There's a lot of hype around it. Man, if you don't know what's going on with the TVA and the timelines and the sacred timeline and this and that, like it can be very confusing for new people coming in, just trying to do like a one and done on one of these movies.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, just going off of what you were saying about the ribbing stuff, he does a lot of very personal stuff. He was talking, he was saying like, "Oh, I'm telling Blake," or like saying that, "Oh, this is Wolverine." He's like, he's let himself go after the divorce or something like that. When
Yeah.
Hugh went through a divorce. And I liked one of the things he said was like, I think it was with Gambit, saying that he's joining at a really bad time or something like that. In the Marvel universe, he was like, "Oh, you're joining at a very bad time," or something like that. He's kind of just ribbing on,
Yeah.
how you're saying it did take a dip, I think, because it was so saturated.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, you also started with what, Iron Man? I mean, I guess Marvel is, on Iron Man, but then before that, when you're talking about superhero movies, I think that really shaped things, maybe paved the way. I would say for me, it's Spider-Man, even though it's not technically, it's like Sony, right? But it's like a Marvel character. But I think Spider-Man 2 for me was like really, Spider-Man 1, of course, is still good, but I think Spider-Man 2 for me was like, oh my God, I was so into it. And then they did Spider-Man 3, and I was like, okay.
Spider-Man was, I like the Tobey Maguire ones you're talking, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I liked those as well, but for me, because I know they're Marvel characters, but it's outside of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
So I
That's
don't consider those Marvel movies, you know what I mean? Because yeah, they are Sony and they live in their own world.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, if we're specifically with the Marvel films, yeah, it would have been with the first Iron Man. Before that, it would have been the Fox ones, because like X-Men was the first one in what, 2000, and that one was a big hit. So Marvel wasn't a thing yet. It was just like, hey, we've got all these IPs that people can purchase if they want. That's why like Sony got Spider-Man and like Venom and whatnot, and those other Spideyverse characters, and Fox got the X-Men and obviously Deadpool and some of the other, and Fantastic Four and whatnot. And then of course, you know, Disney, the conglomerate that it is, absorbed everything. X2 was really like the first one that I thought was like amazingly written. I was young when I watched it, but you watch that film and it's like, this film is freaking insane. It's got multiple levels. And anyway, same with Spidey 2. There was a good period where like the sequels were like better than the originals, which doesn't normally happen. But then yeah, same with, well, I mean, see, Iron Man is great. Iron Man 2 I really like. I'm going to go off on a tangent if I keep talking like this. I'm just going to agree on what Justin was saying, is that it did get a little overwhelming with all of the shows to catch up on. I was like religiously going to theaters to see all of the films, and the ones that I missed I was waiting for to come out on DVD so I could catch up. And then Disney Plus came out, and a few years back Justin and I like started from the beginning and worked our way through all of them. But then like the next phase came along, and there was kind of hits and misses and restarts and actors getting fired, so the whole like future of like the Kang Dynasty stuff got completely scrapped, and it's like, oh, it's turning into a...
Wait a minute, did that happen?
Yeah, they've like, it's completely different now. They're doing the
Who
Secret
got fired?
Wars. The guy that was playing Kang from Loki. So their main
Got
villain
fired. Yeah.
got fired, so they don't have anyone. But the thing with that character is he's like, he could be anyone. They could just recast him and go, oh yeah, it's just a different version of him, you know.
Okay, so time the fuck out. Not legitimately. Okay, like, so I've obviously been not up to date with what is going on. What's their plan? Did they release a new blueprint for their phases? Because they had laid it all out. Was it D23 or something like that, or whatever it was, when they released like all the movies that were gonna come? And
I'm not as fully up to date of it as I would like to be, but yeah, they kind of had, it was like the two new Avengers films that they were working up to, being the Kang ones, and then they kind of have scrapped those, and now I think they're pushing forward on like the Secret Wars ones, which is, rumor has it, it's why they, like when Hugh said, yeah, I'll come back and I'll do this, he signed his big, you know, Disney contract to be in multiple films for like at least the next 10 years. The one rumor that I've heard is that he and Tobey Maguire are going to be the leading force for one of the Secret Wars films. So they're going to get multiverse characters together, like original ones, you know, because they would have been the first two that were kind of big superstars in superhero films. Rumors, but that's what I've heard.
I've heard that too. I've also heard how Ryan and Jackman
nice
both-
save. Nice
yeah,
save.
and they yeah, that was close. They were saying how they really wanted to work with Tom Holland as well. So who knows what will happen? I saw that rumor with the Tobey Maguire one as well. I know this is a Deadpool episode, but we've been kind of like talking about the broad thing. But I also would be remiss if I didn't bring up a little something. This is still Deadpool, but not to do with the movie, really. There's a lawsuit going on right now. I don't know if you, with this
Blake
whole Blake Lively thing, and how Nice Pool is based off of the, what's his name? Is it Justin Baldini or something? Can't remember his name. Who was in the film with Blake. And when I watched it today, I rewatched the movie today for the first time since the theaters. But yeah, there is one line that kind of alludes to that. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. There's because he made a comment about Blake post pregnancy and how like losing weight or something like that, and I don't want to misquote him because I don't have it in front of me, but it's something to do with losing weight. And then, so when they first met, he was like, "Oh, you should see my wife. She just gave birth, and it's like you can't even tell, something like that." And so that line was, I think, was a jab because he said something similar to that to Blake. Um, anyway, I don't really know how this whole lawsuit will unfold or if that will even, turn into anything. But I just think it's kind of like, I don't know how. I think reading comments before, this is really split because some people really do think Blake is like intel diva sort of thing, and some people are like, well, he's it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to bring that up just because it's all over my feed.
Say it's in
Still,
the news. Yeah.
it's in the news. It's
It's in
current
the
news.
it's in the biz news.
Yeah. So
I think
yeah,
that
go ahead.
no matter what way the lawsuit goes at this point doesn't really fucking matter. I think they're both just trying to win in the court of public opinion at this point. Like,
Yeah.
before you bring up a lawsuit like this, I think you just have to be prepared for all the dirty laundry to be aired. And I mean, I don't know, but I would assume that neither of them wished that this had ever fucking just started to begin with, because I mean, he's releasing back behind the scenes videos when shit allegedly happened, and she was like, it was supposed to be like an MOS scene, but he's like, no, I was mic'd up. And then they're releasing a whole website basically of all this footage and stuff to back up and contradict what she's saying. Her lawyers are trying to put an injunction on it. Like, it's just fucking messy, man. And yeah, I don't know which way it's gonna go, and quite frankly, I don't care. Kate has been like really big into it. Like, she read the whole indictment, like all the court. I was like, and she was
Whoa.
telling me about it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then and then it pops up, because like you say, it's in the news, and so then I started seeing this other stuff, and I was like, oh my god, like, it's kind of like when Johnny Depp went through his whole thing, right? I mean, obviously different, but
I think this one's also
it's
interesting
messy, man.
because yes, I think
Because
this
they're
one's
both,
interesting
yeah.
because one, I think just the Justin guy was kind of like I shouldn't say a nobody, but I didn't know who he was until that movie came out, and then the alleged stuff started happening. But then after that, there's a lot of stuff that came up with Blake about how she was rude. She's not nice to work with. She's like really controlling. There's all these interviews in the past where she was really rude to the interviewer and like all that stuff. But then she's attached to Ryan Reynolds, who everyone loves, right? So
And there's stuff going to be coming out on him, man. This is what I mean. Like, it's just like, you're going to be, people, they're going to try and defend their side no matter what. So like, these people are doing press junkets. Like, sometimes they're doing it all day, and it's just like, 5 minutes for this person, and then this news aid, and then this and this. There's going to be moments where people aren't at their best, and they might slip or get fucking testy, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, that person's opinion is like, whoa, Blake Lively's a fucking cunt. It's like, well, no, she just happened to be cunty to you on this instance because of X, Y, and Z. But they're going to pull that, and they're going to show that one little fucking thing. So that's what I mean. Like, it's just, and these people, like, for him, he's not backing down, man. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, like, because like you said, he's not really well known. Blake Lively is. His career pretty much fucking depends on the outcome of this now. You know what I mean? In the industry, like, so he's got to defend himself. He has to.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's going to defend herself. So I think it's shitty when it gets like this, because there's just going to be so much mud thrown that, like, what's the real issue here that is actually, started this whole thing, because it's just all this other stuff is going to get brought into it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Hayden, I know I kind of hijacked your Deadpool episode, so why don't you get us back on track?
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing, Hayden?
Please.
Yes.
It's Hayden's show. I need his permission. Okay. just because I needed to see why this guy got fired. So I quickly looked it up when Xiao was taking us into a different direction there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Xiao.
Yeah, thanks.
He was found guilty of assault and harassment charges against a former girlfriend, leading the studio to sever ties. So that's why it ended.
There you go. No, I mean, I let you guys indulge in your little bit of gossip, girls.
Can we have a new segment called we'll think of a creative name, but something to do with Xiao and gossip in the biz. And Xiao, you can just come with some little updates, some little gossip.
Only Xiao gets to do it? Anyway, what I was going to do is actually I was going to bring around the fact that you're talking about the social media aspect of what is happening with this film, and I have never witnessed a film be more, like, I guess, active from social media from its onset, before it was even conceptualized, and it's still now, almost a year later, it's very much in everybody's feed. And that was one
Good PR, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, what do they always say is like when your budget and your advertising budget are the same. So if this is a $200 million film, Kevin Feige's also throwing in $200 million in media budget as well.
Yeah. And
I think it worked extremely well. And it was almost impossible to avoid like cameo spoilers for myself. As hard as I tried, I tried not to watch anything. But even from like the very first teaser clip when it's, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool sitting on the couch and he's like, we thought we would, get Hugh in on this one. And then he just walks in the background. He's like, yeah, whatever the fuck you want or whatever he says. And it broke the internet. And every single little thing since then continues to break the internet. And I mean, it obviously showed because the film itself is the highest grossing R film ever. It's one of the first MCU films since the third Spider-Man film, Tom Holland ones, to gross over $1 billion. So obviously it did really well.
I feel like there's so much that went well for them in terms of the marketing and PR stuff, all in social media. And I think now it's interesting that we live in a time of TikTok and social media and all that stuff with dance trends. And I almost wonder if they added that for, you know what I mean? If
like the opening scene of the film.
The Instinct song. I think that's if that's what they did, that's so fucking smart. You know what I mean? They did that, and then after that, so many people did their version of it and they posted it, and then that's and that spread on its own. That I know so many of my friends in Hong Kong, they did their version as well, and then they got a lot of views. They want to do it because like they know it brings them views and likes and all that stuff, which to them is like crack. And so, but that also helps the movie. So maybe if I ever make something, I need to, I don't know, choreograph some viral dance or some shit.
Have some crack.
Oh, dance.
No,
I thought you were gonna make crack. Oh, sorry.
Well,
we'll get the three of us in a room and we'll do a TikTok dance.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll do our own version of Deadpool's Bye Bye Bye. I can dress as Wolverine because I'm Australian, so I look exactly like him.
We could do it with our thumbs.
Oh yeah, a thumb dance.
Thumb dance.
Yeah, exactly. I want to also add that I was surprised because we were talking about social media, but I'm also surprised that I remember after it came out, I think it was almost less than maybe 2 days when Ryan Reynolds started posting spoilers. I think he posted something with Gambit already after 2 days, and I was like, whoa, I mean, I guess it's hard to avoid because everyone's doing it, but I didn't think that he would. So I was just kind of wondering, do you think there's like a respectable timeline for you guys to, like, if you had an account that talked about movies or whatever, is there something was there a grace period, let's just say, after that comes out that you would be like, okay, I'm not going to touch on this movie or say any spoilers for anyone? Would you have like a period of time?
I am of two minds. I think there should be like a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, so let's take Deadpool Wolverine for example. I don't even know when it came out. I just watched it. I didn't see any spoilers. I think spoilers are avoidable. You know what I mean? Like if you'll know right away if you see an image or somebody starts saying like, "Oh, I can't believe in the new Deadpool Wolverine movie." Well, if you choose to keep fucking reading, then that spoiler's on you. You know, and if people want like I've seen like disclaimers, they'll be like, for example, Deadpool Wolverine spoiler, and then dot enter, and then they'll go into it. So it's like yeah, you could read past the dots,
Yeah.
but also that's your choice.
Yeah, but there's also some
And
people
some people just can't help
yeah.
themselves, and then they get mad that they saw a spoiler.
Well, some people
What
just literally post an image of Gambit, right? Because no one really, there's speculation that he might be in it, but there's this, if you're scrolling
images?
along, you'll suddenly see just like Gambit throwing a deck of cards or something like that. And oh, fuck, or like Wesley Snipes or whatever, right? Some of them isn't avoidable, but I guess if technically if you just avoid social media, period, then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, images is different. I get more mad at spoilers. Some people just don't understand. Okay, we had a hockey game the other night in Richmond. I PVR'd the rematch of the Canucks Oilers game because I was like, oh, it's going to be good, right? Sean, I'm sure you watched it, the second game in Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the change room after. Somebody said something about the Oilers or Canucks, like nothing about the game, but they just said it. And I go, oh, I said, nobody talk about the Canucks Oilers game. Nobody say the score like I'm watching it when I get home. And then a mom turned to me and she goes, because I said, I don't want to know the score. And she's like, turns to me and goes, oh, it's not very good. I was like, that's a fucking spoiler.
Yeah.
That right
Yeah,
there
yeah,
tells me the Canucks lost. Like
yeah,
now I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yes, you didn't tell me the score, but you just told me,
You wouldn't
and
like
I know
what
you're
the
a
score
Canucks
is.
fan. But no, as far as social media, yeah, images I can agree they can be a bit, and verbally, like when people say it, that bugs me. But on social media or if it's like an article or whatever, you got to do PR. People got to talk about it. People, you know what I mean? Like you generate buzz. You can't do that without talking about the film. But I don't. Yeah, images might be a bit different. I don't know. What do you think, Hayden?
So the old me would have been like, 3 to 5 days, but we've come to an age where it's like whoever can get the information out first is going to get the most clicks, the most views.
Yeah.
So it's inevitable.
Very
So,
true.
but like you said, you are in control of your own algorithm. So if you see it and you don't engage with it, then it's going to disappear from your feed. The thing that I find annoying for myself is because I do follow a lot of those entertainment, sites. So there's always a dozen or so different of the same thing, and I'm like, I enjoy these publications for multiple reasons, but if they're just gonna so that was what I was like, was really hard for me to avoid all of the cameos. So I kind of got to a point where I was like, well, I know who's in it, but I don't know what their what the role is in it, like if it's like how long they're on screen for, or if they're just like a screenshot. So for like personally now it'd be maybe like 2-3 days, and then I would be like, okay, the whole world has probably seen it now. So all of social media's
Yeah.
got it. So it's as long as you are the courtesy of labeling it spoiler, do not read if you don't want. And then images are like the tough one, but you could always just use a generic one. It's
Yeah.
like, here's the standard like Wolverine and Deadpool walking in the dust. Like, so that was one thing that I was happy that I didn't look too far into it, because all that we were sort of seeing initially was the fight between the two of them in the void, right? That was all of the BTS that I was seeing initially. And I was like, I wonder if they're doing this, because I was like, oh, it's a team-up movie. It's a buddy-buddy film. I wonder if they're doing this deliberately to throw off like paparazzi, like what they kind of did with some of the first iterations of the Avengers. They shot fake scenes to throw off paparazzi. So they'd be like, oh, this is happening in the fake scene, like in this scene, and then it turns out it's not even in the movie. But I was, happily mistaken that they did actually fight in the film, because they weren't friends initially, if that makes sense. So
Right.
He
You know what's
fought a
funny
lot
is that
in this film.
you bring up the paparazzi thing. Is I remember seeing an interview with, was it either Ryan or Chris Evans saying that they got really lucky because when they're shooting the void scenes, um, it was I think it was pre-pandemic or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but so there was paparazzi around, so they were getting shots of Wolverine and Deadpool, but then they had to close down production for a while, and then they haven't shot Chris Evans yet, and then so just timing wise, they did one more day, like maybe in the mid. I can't remember what happened, but there's no paparazzi. So luckily, because of the schedule, and like, I guess the pandemic, no one knew that Chris Evans was in it, and they could have like paparazzi if they got it in an earlier day or they shot it in an earlier day or something like that, then they would have easily saw that spoiler. And that being said, I think there's movies that I believe are worth watching in theaters and somewhere, only at home. I do think that this one was better in theaters for me personally, just because you're in a theater with so like people who are so passionate about this project, and you can feel the energy and feel their excitement as well. Um, it's different from watching something like Wicked, and I don't want to fucking hear everyone sing all this shit. You know what I mean? But when there were the oh shit moments, the whole theater was it was like a party. It was awesome. I loved. I'm a big Marvel fan, but I'm probably not as big as you guys or some of the people there, of course. But when they get that excited, it makes me happy too. It's just like the first one was, Chris Evans, and then he does the flame on thing, and everyone just freaked out. You know what I mean? That was so like I got like like chills.
I thought it was Captain. I don't know why. I was thinking he was Captain America at first.
Yeah, I think like everyone. I think everyone.
I think
thought that. I think
yeah,
that's the way they wanted to play it, right? Because even Deadpool was like, oh, he's gonna say like
yeah,
what? But he said flame on instead of
Avengers.
Avengers.
No, yeah,
like assemble or something like that.
yeah, assemble. That's it.
well, because they did that with good storytelling, right? Because when he was in the TVA and he was looking at the screens, he's like, "Oh, there's Cap on the screen, and there's Thor, and why is Thor crying over me?" Like,
Why is Thor crying? I wonder if we'll ever find that out.
Do we have theories? I don't know enough
theories?
about.
I don't have any theory. Do you think I think he's going to become an Avenger, Deadpool.
that was a funny scene when he was talking with Happy about.
It was so good.
Trying, and I had to look this up because he still had, and I haven't watched the second film for a long time, but he still had he still had Cable's time device on, so that's how he was like. He was obviously jumping through times, and he went to the Avengers and was like, "Hey, I think I'd be really good for your team."
Because they even said Happy even said like, oh, see, you're doing it for you. The Avengers do it for them, like, or for the people.
For the people, yeah.
And then he did that in the course of this movie, right? He did it not for himself. He did it for his friends, for the people he loved. So I think, why have that at the beginning? Great scene, by the way. So funny. Two just really funny actors. And then have that's what the film about, if they don't plan on, and maybe they won't, but I was like, I think it's a little bit of foreshadowing for him becoming, because they gotta flesh out the new Avengers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They gotta build it.
Well, he did kind of get his
Would
own
Wolverine
little.
be in it too then?
Yeah. Well, if all of our theories are correct in that, Hugh Jackman is signed on for a multi-film deal, they're probably gonna do sequels. I mean, you don't make $1 billion plus movie and then just leave it at that. Not in this day and age. If a film makes that, you're definitely getting a sequel to it.
Yeah.
But he did sort of get his own version of Avengers because he got all of the Void characters. He got Gambit, he got Elektra, he got Blade, he got X-23, and then he was able to be a part of a team, which I think was, part of his. Looking back at it now, I was like, yeah, definitely, he was all full of quips and whatnot about, and obviously Wolverine was just like an angry drunk the whole time, but it all led them to a point where they were relying on team and other people to achieve their goals.
So can we go back to him being drunk all the time? Because this brought up a interesting epiphany, if you'd call. I don't know if it was an epiphany, whatever. Because Wolverine and Deadpool, they have regenerative abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point I was watching it, and he's always drinking. I was, wait a minute, if his body is regenerative, would he even be able to get drunk, or would his body would just like cleanse it immediately?
I had the same thought.
And I didn't think that in Logan. I didn't think that, anything prior. But at one point in the movie, I was like, wait a minute. Are they fucking cheating the system here?
I mean,
I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think he would be able to get drunk?
I mean, if he's drinking enough, he could.
I mean, the guy can get shot in the head and not be phased 30 times and stabbed. Like, he must heal pretty quick.
Yeah. Maybe he just likes the way that it burns going down. Who knows? Like.
Yeah, that could be. He just likes the burn.
Yeah, maybe like it warms him up a little or something like that. I'm just thinking of all the different Wolverines, when he goes back. I always forget that Wolverine is supposed to be like 5'3" or something. So the first Wolverine that he sees, it's like he jumps off the bar stool and he's like this high. It's so funny. I don't know.
So good.
He's like, yeah, comic accurate, but you won't work.
Actually, that's a question I was going to bring up for you guys. It wasn't Wolverine related, but we could use Wolverine as well. Which was your favorite Deadpool? Because they had all the Deadpools at the end. I mean, Goodpool is he was a pretty sweet character.
Which one? Which one? Sorry?
Goodpool?
Nice Pool?
Nice pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has such luscious hair.
I love how
it was so funny.
He's the only one that doesn't get regenerated.
I know.
Which could, I think people are also taking that as another stab at, if he is supposed to be Justin, then fuck you, I'm gonna kill you, that kind of thing. But I like sorry, just before I forget, I like there was like a samurai Deadpool that I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the cowboy one was pretty cool.
Cowboy one was cool.
Apparently it was voiced by Matthew McConaughey, but I was like, I'm gonna have to watch that again to listen.
I thought that was a trivia question, so I wasn't going to say it. I wrote it down. I was like, that's definitely Matthew McConaughey's voice. It's so iconic.
And
but when they hacked and slashed their way through all the Deadpools and then they were all dead, I was a bit annoyed. I was like, really? Like, none of these Deadpools regenerative abilities?
Patience.
And then as soon as they came back, I was like, okay, good. This is good. But then I was like, how the fuck are they going to beat them? And I thought that was very clever to bring Peter back, and it was very much like Peter Pan, where they're all like, and the Lost Boys are all like, "It's Peter, it's Peter." I was like, "Oh my god, that's like straight out of Hook, man."
Yeah, that scene was really cool. Like, I like the panning, the battle scene.
Yeah.
And then there is one thing at the very end when they jump out of the bus's the rear. There's like slow motion jumping out, and then Deadpool falls on the ground. There's like I don't know if you've seen this, but there's like he picks himself back up, and then he grabs his swords and does like one of those little things, put it back. But then if you slow it down, the special effects guy or whatever, the guy who's doing all the editing frame by frame, I think the sword goes through Wolverine's hands to go to his back. So it's just all like someone's like, oh, someone didn't do their job correctly. You know what I mean?
One of those people that's watching
people like going
frame by
through
frame.
You'll miss it if you like even just look. I was watching for it, but it's so fast that I was like, how the fuck do people even? Anyways, yeah, people just go through frame by frame, I guess, these kind of movies. Does anyone know? Because I'm legitimately asking, has anyone seen or does anyone know what Hugh Jackman's diet was for this movie? Just because of his fucking amazing body, I just want to know. Well, I mean,
Hayden,
right? Yeah, Hayden.
do you?
Why do you
Do you have anything
Shao
to?
just said it, and now you're asking me?
Well, listen, we know that of your love for Mr. Jackman, and so I'm wondering if you are. How can I put this? I don't know how to put it properly. Are you upset that Jude Law got the nickname Mr. Sexy?
No, because I coined the term. So if I was upset, it would have come from one of you two. But
Do you think Hugh Jackman steals that title in this movie?
in this movie, he's always been a very handsome man, Mr. Huge Jackman.
Huge Jackman.
Huge Jackman.
Yeah.
But I'll come up. What is he? You got Mr. Sexy, Mr. Handsome, Mr. Beautiful. I'll come up with something before the end of the show.
Beautiful. You're blushing. What
Use
are
it
you
in the
blushing?
sign off. Use it in the sign off.
Here,
But,
I have it. I have it here real quick. It says that he ate black bass, salmon,
was gonna say
chicken
tuna.
burgers, grass-fed sirloins, tilapia, green beans, which is a vegetable that provided vitamins. Why did it say that? Anyways, and
I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know.
yeah, he was like, oh, green beans, a vegetable that provides vitamins and minerals. Okay, cool. Yeah, so they're 2,000 calorie meals.
Yeah, I heard that his total
So-
for the day was like 6,000 calorie intake.
So
And
it's a little
of
bit
course, on
different.
top of
A
that-
little bit different than my diet.
Liquid calories, right there. That's all you need. But no, I didn't normally see. I'm a sucker for, not that it shows because I never have been able to put muscle mass on because I've never been as disciplined as I should be in the gym. But I always look to these superhero workouts because I'll. It sounds funny, but I'll look at them and I'll be like, okay, Hugh Jackman is my height, you know, Jason Momoa is my height, Chris Evans is my height. So those guys have got the same height and original frame as me. So I was like, oh, I wonder what their workouts were because, you know, if I stuck with it or if I had the food intake and the training that they had, I could end up looking like them. But I don't have the money for the food intake that they have. So I don't. But normally I would follow it, and I've always kind of followed the Wolverine workouts because he always had a different style of training for each iteration of the character. But this one I didn't really see because he didn't promote it as much. He did it a little bit, but he'd gone from doing his Broadway shows, like doing The Music Man, so he was a lot trimmer, but he was very fit still. So all he really had to do was like put that mass on really quickly. And how old
That's
is he now?
another.
He's 56 now, isn't he?
Is he? Damn. He even alludes to the Music Man in this movie as well. He talks about it.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
question for you, gents. How many people do you think attempted masturbating after this movie?
I don't have any of those Hulk hands. Yeah, there's
I
like
don't
a
have the
spike in
gloves,
those toys.
but
Oh yeah, no. I
It
mean,
does sound very
you know,
intriguing.
like there's definitely, you know, there's different methods out there, and there's always like the joke methods, like the grandma and the stranger, and anyways, but
the grandma.
Yeah, can you explain
Yeah.
that one to us?
yeah, sure. It's when you soak your hand in warm water for about 20 minutes so it gets all pruny.
Oh God. Oh God.
I thought you were
and
gonna
then
say
the
like knock
stra-
your teeth
The
out or something.
stranger, the one where you sit on your hand and you lose feeling.
Yeah,
it's-
and then your
okay.
hand goes, you know, and you kind of have to use, yeah, exactly. So, and you know, there's
Please
there's
demonstrate.
fucking- yeah,
That's
hold on.
vile.
So
Holy
there's
crap.
definitely people out there that do try this kind of shit, right? Because you know, there's some fucked up people out there. So as soon as
We listen and we don't
as
judge.
soon as he started talking about it with Happy, man, I was laughing, and my first thought was like, I wonder how many motherfuckers tried this. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely some people out there who tried this after hearing this.
So go get the kids Hulk hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you,
James,
guys,
you're being the
actually.
Hulk for Halloween. I don't want to be.
Yeah, you have to get. He's like, oh, these ones fit. No, you need to get the extra large ones.
Yeah, get the big ones.
Yeah, get the big ones. I want to know, coming from you two who just watched it, which moments for you guys were the most like not mic drop moment, but like anything that really surprised you, or you're like, fuck yeah, that kind of thing. I mean, like I said, I think for me the theater part of it was, I think Gambit. When the card came around the corner, everyone's like, oh, they splooged everywhere, I think.
Why is the
And
floor
also
so
the flame,
sticky?
I saw the flame on part, but I think Gambit was a bigger moment for them, and me too, because I love Gambit, but
I agree with you, Shao. Like Gambit, because I've been following along with Channing Tatum's wants to have that film be made for like however long, and everyone's like, "Oh, I don't
which he
see."
alluded to as well in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he even made like that's a trivia question I've got to remember that. But it was a good
Channing Tatum wants to make a Gambit movie. Got it.
no,
No,
not that
the question is who plays Gambit?
Yeah.
who plays Gambit. But to actually see it, and because everyone's like, oh no, he wouldn't look that he doesn't look the part, and everybody liked whoever it was that was in X-Men Origins. His Gambit was good as well, but Taylor Kitsch or whatever his name is,
Oh,
Kitchener.
right.
that was a good version of it. But I was like, the dialect was, I think, done kind of sillyishly on purpose, like his Cajun dialect, and because Deadpool obviously he also makes the joke in the film, like
Yeah.
who's your dialect coach or whatever
Yeah.
he says. But seeing Gambit on screen was good. Seeing Blade again was awesome. But seeing Wolverine in the yellow
Oh,
and blue, just the yellow and blue with before he puts the cowl on was like, I was like, oh, that like reminds me of, that's going all the way back to like the X-Men 97 series, like the original one, not the new
Yeah.
one that just came out. I was just like, oh. So
Actually, the cowl part actually gave me, like, I think I got goosebumps when I watched it first, because I was like, oh fuck, that was awesome.
The what part?
Where he puts on the mask.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for me, it was Blade, because I did not see that coming at all. Like, I knew they wanted to, like, I'd known that they wanted to do Blade movies and were going to, and had planned on it, I think. Kind of forgot about it. And then so when he walked out, I was like, no shit. And Wesley Snipes, original character, even says like, I will be the only Blade or whatever,
Yeah, I'm
or
the
I'll
only
always be Blade. Yeah. And then I think when Wolverine pulled the hood, the mask over, because just didn't see it coming. He was in the suit. Obviously, it was good to see him in the suit, but then like that like completed it. Man, there's so many laugh out loud moments for me. But if I have to be a bit critical, there were some moments where I was like, okay, like let's just fucking get on with it. Like, like the banter was good, and Ryan Reynolds, just like doing his Deadpool thing where he just kind of goes on and on and on and not really about anything. And I did find there's a couple moments where I just wanted like to just like, let's just get going with this. For the big moments was Blade and the hood going on.
Can you guys really quickly rate your Deadpool movies in order of best to worst?
It had been so okay. Well, it's been quite a while since I've watched the first two, but fuck, man, that's tough. I'd almost need to go back and watch the first ones again. But
Yeah, the first one I
I
kind
like
of don't really remember that much. Yeah.
I know I liked the first one more than the second one. I know that. And then so whether I like the first one more than Deadpool and Wolverine, I don't know. That'd be tough for me to answer right now because it's been so long since I've watched the OG.
Hayden, do you have a definitive?
I mean, I'd have to go with Deadpool Wolverine just because Hugh Jackman's in it, I think.
Yeah.
It just adds that other layer, and it's something I've wanted to see, and I was excited to see it, and I thought they did a good job of it. So I'd probably go 3-1-2.
I was just about to say the exact same thing.
That's same.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
only because I don't really remember much of the second one. So my brain goes, obviously, the engagement with the first one is why. And I also, a little bit of BTS. They attempted to do with this one, with Wolverine and Deadpool, the same shooting tactic that they did with the first one, where they were like, don't give us all the money in the world. We want to have a restricted budget so that we are able to be more creative with what our choices are, than instead of giving us everything we want and it getting muddled up.
Right.
So I felt like, okay, obviously Ryan Reynolds is a driving force of this film. He's the character. He was a writer. He was a producer. Obviously very much side by side with the director to make the film what it was. So yeah, mine would be 3, 1, 2. But I would love to go back and watch them all in like sequence again. So
Yeah. I think the second one, I don't know. This might sound mean. I just wasn't. I kind of just found that kid to be a little bit obnoxious and annoying.
It still did decent numbers. It might even.
I think did really good numbers.
I think it did more worldwide than the first one. But correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the first one the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time as well when it first came out?
I think so.
Yeah, I think.
You know what? So Deadpool, they got to keep making them. I mean, every single Deadpool movie has made more than the previous. There's three things that Disney is contractually forbidden to do, and Deadpool and Wolverine had all 3 of them in there. Do you guys know what they are?
I would assume something drug use or like, I don't know.
You're close. It is a drug, but it is more acceptable, especially back in the day, to do openly in front of people.
Smoking.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, smoking is one of them.
I was going to say, because Logan doesn't smoke any cigars in this film that I can
But-
remember.
Who was the one that's smoking
does it?
again?
In when Deadpool goes back in one of the scenes in the bar, Henry Cavill's
Oh yeah,
Wolverine
yeah.
is
Henry's smoking.
is smoking.
I would assume there's something to do with deaths.
Yes, the other ones are directly related to, but very
I'm
specific.
guessing kind of death, eh?
It's like a kind. Yeah. So he does this to Sabretooth.
So beheading.
Beheadings, yeah.
Is this one? Okay, that's one of them.
That's one of them, and then there's another one.
2 of those as well.
Who's the other beheader?
Juggernaut gets his head cut off.
Oh yeah.
Do you see that?
Does
though?
he?
Yeah, well, she slices his ankles and he falls down, and then she... thunk.
Oh, the ankle thing was gross.
The Achilles, yeah. The other one is, let's see how I could give you hints.
Decimating
Well,
a
they
corpse.
both have weapons that would do it.
Stabbing?
Stabbing is close, but it's a little bit more thorough.
Rusty.
Impalement.
Impale. Oh, impale. Okay. Impale.
Oh, yeah, you were just about to say it. Shit, sorry.
No, that's okay. But yeah, okay, interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, they have so much of that shit there.
Yeah, it's funny because it had just like popped up in my feed, and the title was like the 3 things that Disney is contractually forbidden to do, and that Deadpool and Wolverine did without a hitch. I was like, that's good clickbait. Click.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Anyways, I thought that was interesting.
Nice little pre-trivia for the
Little pre-trivs.
That's now for the main course.
I remember when Hayden would give Shao bonus points when he would, or Shao would give Hayden bonus points when he would give good trivia.
You know what the loophole is there, though? Is that I hadn't commenced the game yet, so you shot, you premied it, and
If
premature trivia knowledge.
them a little bit, so you get minus points now.
Let's me pre-doing things on the show is becoming a thing now.
You pre-dinged
Pre-dinging,
before the ding was already
pre-triviaing.
in.
Pre-triviaing.
I don't even know how many questions I've got, folks, but we're at the point of the show where we are going to do a little bit of trivia. I don't have a fancy name for it like Totally Wizard Trivia. I've got...
QuizPool.
Trying to think of something. QuizPool. That's
I
good.
was going to say...
Because I like QuizPool.
QuizPool,
I like
okay.
QuizPool.
All right.
Okay, anyways.
So, because you pre-triviaed, Justin, no handicaps for you. But, folks playing along at home, welcome to QuizPool, where I'm going to quiz Shao and Justin on the film and the characters themselves. Not their human counterparts, but I tried to make it relatively easy. We didn't really go too deeply into the film in our discussion today, but that's fine. This is just for fun anyway. So I will keep a tally. I'll keep a Justin level tally. So give me some time.
Yeah, so not to write, like, you don't mark down.
I won't mark them down. I'll just try and remember it.
Beside each question you write, who got it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just
All
put an S and a J, and then when somebody gets a tick, that's where I fucked up, boys.
Yep. All right, question number 1.
Ding ding chang him.
Yeah.
Shannon Taylor. You
He pre-dinged. Hey, he dinged.
pre-dinged.
I think
wait,
I think it's worth it for the gag. You can go first, Justin.
Okay, Justin, this one's all for you. Who is Cassandra Nova's brother?
Ding, ding, ding. Professor X,
Correct.
Xavier. I mean, however you would like me to answer.
I had Charles Xavier, but Professor X will
Yeah.
do just fine. Great. Okay. Okay. Question number 2.
Great
Great.
question.
Who is the one version of Wolverine not played by Hugh Jackman?
Ding
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding, ding.
Shao.
Oh, that was close.
The Henry Cavill Wolverine.
Correct.
He looks good though. He does look good at Wolverine, but obviously Huge is way better.
Correct answer. Bonus point. Shao. I kid. Question 3. What does Deadpool declare himself to be when speaking with Mr. Paradox?
Oh,
Oh,
oh my God.
It's
Ding,
a
ding.
religious term.
ding ding ding.
Yeah.
Shao.
Marvel Jesus or something.
Correct. I am Marvel
Nice.
Jesus.
Nice.
Question 4. Who are all of the members of the Void team?
Ding, ding, ding.
Justin.
Like the good guys.
Yeah.
Wolverine, Deadpool, Gambit, Blade, Elektra, X-33, X-23,
Oh,
X-23, and oh fuck.
wait. There's
There's one
one
more technically.
Yeah. I mean, technically, I guess, and I'm spacing. I mean, I know who it is, but I'm spacing on the name.
ding ding ding. Oh, ding ding ding. Is the last one technically Johnny Storm?
Yes.
Technically, yes, Johnny Storm.
Yeah. Nice.
But
God.
seeing as though they weren't ever seen all together on screen at one time, I will
Yeah.
give you the point, Justin, because you got all the others
Fine.
right. I'll give Shao, I'll give
Pity
you half
point.
point. I guess half point.
Love those half points.
They add up,
Fill
man.
that up. Okay, next question. What number Marvel Cinematic Universe film is this? Like, how many have there been before this?
Oh shit.
Take a
actually-
random guess.
Oh,
Whoever's closest
okay.
gets the point.
Okay, ding ding ding. Oh,
Justin.
closest gets a point.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Are we including the okay, I'm gonna go 25. 25.
Okay.
I have a question. That is relevant, but I think I know the answer to it, so I'll leave it out.
And Shao, what's your guess?
24.
And the point goes to Justin. This was the 34th film
Whoa.
in the MCU.
Whoa. Wow.
Damn it. I was gonna do 26 or 24.
I thought I thought you were gonna Price is Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say one above.
Yeah. Well, I technically did, but
Yeah.
wrong,
You did. One
wrong
down.
direction.
Okay, so the next question: when Elektra, Blade, and Gambit all talk about returning to their respective universes, what does Gambit say after that?
He ding ding.
Justin.
Doesn't he say he doesn't even know? He says that he was born there in the void. Is that what it was?
Correct.
Okay.
Very good. Nice. I wouldn't have
Because
gotten
he's the only character that hadn't had a film previously. So
Right.
that would make sense. It's like a bit of an in-joke. Okay. Next question. What was Nicepool's one weakness?
Ding 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 ding.
that. I forgot this one.
Justin.
He wasn't regenerative.
Correct.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I did mention that earlier. Fuck.
You did
I was
mention
like,
some of these trivia questions.
I was literally thinking he's too nice.
It's too
That's
nice.
his weakness.
Following on, another nice pool related question. What was the name? What was the
Ding, 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 ding. Mary Poppins.
Oh, it actually worked for you. What was the
Yeah.
actual name of Dogpool? Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Justin with the
Very good.
next question. Who directed the film?
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh,
Justin.
Sean Levy.
Correct.
how do you spell his name, Justin?
Last name Levy.
Okay,
Correct.
first name.
First name SHA.
Eyes on me.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
WUN.
Yeah, it was WN.
Actually, I was only like 80% sure it was a W.
80% is pretty high. Okay,
No,
we're
there's
going,
3 ways to spell that name. God damn it.
Yeah.
Next question. Name one of the 5 people who wrote the script.
Ding ding
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding.
Did you say one
Shao.
of the? You said one
Just
of the
name
five.
one of the
Yeah.
5 people.
Ryan Reynolds.
Correct. And
Yeah,
Shao's
nice.
back on the board. Character question. Here we go. What is Deadpool's real name?
Ding, ding, ding. Wade
Justin.
Wilson.
Correct. Okay. Next question. Also a character related one. What is Wolverine's real name?
Oh God.
Ding, 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 ding.
Forgot this one.
Justin.
Logan.
Correct. Bonus point
that-
if you can give
is that
me
it?
his full name.
Oh, okay, yeah. I only know Logan.
Logan Paul.
I'm gonna minus a point for that.
Oh, fuck off.
yeah.
Uh,
I have no clue. Logan.
what is his last name?
Howlett.
I would.
I don't
His
think I
name
would
is
have got that. I don't know.
James Howlett was his like birth name, and Logan is kind of like a name he gave himself, which is kind of given as his middle name.
That's what I thought. What you asked is what was the name he gave himself. I misheard the question.
No,
so-
no, I had both of them down as like, what's his name? Logan or James Howlett. You could give me either one, and he would have been good. Bonus point. Can you tell me where he was born?
Ding, 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 ding. Canada, baby.
Where in Canada?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Canada.
BC.
No, he's from Alberta.
Didn't give me.
Oh, ding in, Shao. Ding in.
Ding in.
Ding 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 ding. Alberta.
Alberta. Correct.
Canada.
Yeah, point for Zhao.
No, because
I thought
I
he was
yeah,
BC.
I would have assumed somewhere like snowier.
Cold Lake, Alberta. Is that a real place?
Oh shit. I know Cold Lake, Alberta. Yeah, they have an air base there.
Nice.
So we got 2 questions left.
Okay.
Okay.
What did Deadpool do while he was unconscious?
Ding, 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 ding.
Justin.
He pissed himself.
Wrong.
Ding ding ding. He wasn't unconscious. So.
Correct. Half point.
Yeah.
I
he
have
pissed
my
himself-
second
He
guess.
pissed himself when he wasn't unconscious. What? He had a boner or something?
Yeah.
Is that what
Also
it
wrong.
is? Okay.
He did get a boner though.
You were very close.
The boner one.
Ding, he shat
Justin was.
himself.
He
he
did.
shat
He
himself.
shat himself
Mm.
while he was quote unquote unconscious.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. He shot himself. Okay.
Soiled, I think, was
Yeah,
the
he
word
so-
that Mr.
soiled. He
Paradox
said
used.
Soiled.
All right. This is for all the marbles. This is for bragging rights. But Justin's already the winner, but this is for bragging rights.
Okay.
Who? So there's multiple answers.
Oh, great.
So you can give me any
Okay.
one of these and you will get it right, but you'll get more points if you get. Anyway, who is, quote, the only thing worth of shit to ever come out of Canada?
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding. Okay. Go ahead, Justin.
Justin?
Nickelback.
I didn't have that one written down, so wrong. Shao?
Is this something Ryan Reynolds had said?
Wolverine.
Wolverine is correct. It was
Dude,
said by the
this is said by
TVA
that-
agent.
This was said by the black guard, or not the soldier, right? At the beginning, and then he throws his a sword down, and then like bounces off the ground
Yeah.
and hits him in the like.
I
Yeah, so-
totally missed that. I didn't even know he said that. What did he say? What was the quote?
He says Wolverine was the only thing worth of shit to ever come out of Canada.
Oh,
So he just,
this
like-
was a
This is the very start of the film when he's like using his bones to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Adamantium coated bones.
I was just thinking of Ryan Reynolds because he was very strongly in support of Nickelback.
Yeah, he does. It does sound like a Deadpool quote, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I would have also accepted either of your own names.
I was gonna say where would the bonus points come from? But that's very sweet of you to say that about us.
And if either of you had said Alex's name, you would have won.
Nice. So I get to brag, but Justin did win.
I like that. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I win, but I'll be humble and I'll let Shao have the bragging rights.
Thank you.
Great trivia, Hayden. You know, and I just want to point out
good.
that I didn't use notes for that, just so that it's clear for all the listeners.
Yeah.
You didn't have your show Bible or your script or the film playing in the background while it was going
I didn't say that.
I've got the subtitles on. Who said that? Scrub. That's why I was
What
like,
part of the film would you say that was in, Hayden?
I was like, eyes on me, because
Yeah.
you're
Like
like,
what's a timestamp on that quote?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Justin, on winning the trivia this week, the QuizPool. Now, that means I'm still on 0 trivia wins. So
we'll get you.
You'll
you
get
a
there,
dub,
Hayden.
son.
You'll get there.
Yep. So I'm going to round it out now, folks. I didn't really want to make it tough. I just wanted to tell you that we've done enough. It might
Wow.
sound crazy, but it
Wow.
ain't no lie. Baby,
Fucking right.
bye.
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 Bye. And until next week, keep on thumbing.
Come in.
We have to wait for Justin to get his cup and cling link.
Clink.